Hi, Steve Mills here, and welcome back to another video where I'm going to share with you what I believe are some great ideas for growing your business. And if you think about growing your business, it's not rocket science, I've got to say. It's all about just following some fundamentals. Now, this particular video is really for people who want to gain significant growth in their business. If you're somebody who, says that they want to grow their business and, you never grow your business, it's been the same sort of level for years and years. On one hand, this is for you, but on the other hand, if you're not going to take action, if you're not going to invest some money in growing your business, and if you're not got the time and you're saying, well, I'm too busy, if you're going to come up with excuses, then this video is probably not for you. However, just stick with it for a little while. Today I want to talk to you about growing your business. There are only two ways, as you've heard me say before, probably, of creating more profit. One is to reduce costs, and the other is to increase sales. You can reduce costs immediately, and that's a good thing to do, probably by 5, 10, 20, 25%, who knows. But you can increase sales on the flip side by literally whatever you want. You could increase sales by 10 times or 10,000 times, who knows. But the key that we're going to talk about today is how to increase sales. Now, you may have heard me talk before in the past about the 3 ways of growing a business. They are to get more customers in the door, to increase the average transaction value, the average amount of money each customer spends each time they buy, and thirdly, to increase the frequency of repurchase. In other words, to get them to come back and buy from you more and more. However, I'm going to today talk about a different version of that, and that is the 2 ways of increasing. So we've got the 3 ways, and now we've got 2 different ones. And they're really simple, but I also think really powerful. They are lead generation and lead conversion, which are normally known as sales and marketing. And so if you think about marketing, what's the purpose of marketing? When people say, well, it's about increasing the awareness, getting brand awareness, getting recognized, and all those things are true. However, deep down, if you're a small business, you really want to be focusing on lead generation, how to generate more leads. And, how are you going to do that, you may think? Well, you've got to do one of a few things. One, you've got to improve the effectiveness of what you're already doing. If you're doing some marketing now, you may be networking, using social media, you've got a website, you maybe do some email marketing, you might even be doing some Google AdWords. The question is, how well is it working? If it's not working, why are you still doing it? Why don't you stop doing it? Or better still, why don't you improve the results that you're getting? Because one thing I can tell you about marketing, the amount of time and effort you put in bears no correlation to the amount of success that you can have. So in other words, you can spend £1,000 on marketing and it can win no business, or you can spend £1,000 on marketing and it can win £100,000 worth of business. Dependent on what? Dependent on how effective the advertising is, how well it's done. So in other words, if you're spending time, money and effort on marketing and that is not really getting the rewards that you want, then you must be doing it wrong. You must be doing something wrong. There must be an element of it that is not working. Because often, it's not that you're doing the wrong marketing, it's that you're doing the right marketing wrong. One of the things that I get, and I see so often, is that people, they even come and start work with us. They'll say, well, we'd like you to do some social media work for us. And, we'll get somebody doing that for them. And then a couple of months later, they'll decide that social media is a waste of time and it doesn't work. And the truth of the matter about all marketing. It doesn't matter whether it's social media, whether it's sending leaflets through doors, whether it's email marketing. Consistency and persistence are the key skills, the key attributes to success. When I played sport and I played at international level at table tennis, I didn't try it for a few weeks or a couple of months and then think, well, that's not working, I'll go and play something else. I stuck at it for years and years and years and had losses and came back and back and back, and eventually I got to the level that I did. And so it is with marketing. And yet I see these people, they behave like butterflies, little flicking around at marketing, having to go at pay-per-click advertising. Try that for a couple of weeks and decide that was a waste of time. So they go over to Facebook and do some Facebook advertising for a month, and that didn't work either, and what a shock. It takes more than that. Persistence is the key to success. Two things actually, consistency and persistence are probably the two biggest keys to business success. So, you got to look at what you're doing. That's where it starts. What are you doing in terms of lead generation, formerly known as marketing? How are you generating leads? How could you improve those ways? And then how could you build what I call additional marketing pillars? In other words, new ideas that you've not done yet. If you've not got a system right now for winning business from referral, then why not? If you're not exhibiting right now, or at least attending exhibitions, why not? You need to take that next step to move your business further in order to move things forward. Now, there's no point moving things forward, getting more leads, if you're rubbish at selling. So, if you're rubbish at marketing, that's going to affect you. But if you're rubbish at selling as well, that's going to affect you even more. And I can hear you sat there thinking, well, I'm not rubbish at selling, I'm really good, Steve. And I say to you, well, what's your conversion rate? What do you convert right now? Is it 3 out of 10 or 8 out of 10? What is your conversion rate? What is your system? When an inquiry comes in, step 1, step 2, after that, step 3, step 4, step 20, because most businesses have about 3 steps. They answer the phone, they send out a quote, and if you're lucky, they follow it up once on the phone. They don't get through to somebody, and so they don't follow up. Lack of follow-up is one of the biggest mistakes that I see in sales. And probably lack of a system for following up in a business is another one. It's left to the indiscretion of salespeople. And, if you want a really top-notch sales team, you've got to have a system in place that those people, your team, follow. And you've got to have the training in place, When was the last time, let me ask you a question, when was the last time you did any training in either sales or marketing? For most people, it's, well, I've never really done that. I'm a natural, or I hate sales, people tell me, Well, it's just a skill, whether you hate sales or not is immaterial. It's a skill that you've got to learn. And if you don't learn it, it's going to cost you money. People say, well, I don't like social media. I don't like Twitter, Steve. That's irrelevant whether you like Twitter. What matters is your target market on Twitter. Shall I tell you what about social media? And we do social media. The day I retire from business will be the day I close all my social media down. I have zero interest in it. But on a personal point of view, but on a business point of view, it's fantastic. We win a significant amount of our business from social media. If you're not doing, then you're doing it wrong. It's simple. It's not rocket science. It's really simple. And, I really would like to share with you what I believe is the simple stuff that works rather than the complicated stuff that often doesn't. So, if you want to grow your business, you're committed to doing so, you're willing to take action, you're willing to invest some money in your marketing, then, perhaps we should speak. Perhaps we should have a conversation just to see if you can work with me and if I can work with you. I'd like to offer you that opportunity, and I'd like to offer you the opportunity to come to our office or to do a web meeting via Zoom, and let's just explore and see whether we can work together. In order to do that, please either do one or two things. Go to stevemills.co, my website, www.stevemills.co, and go to the results meeting, book a free results meeting. Alternatively, give me a call on 01256 242 272, and I look forward to speaking to you again at your results meeting. Thank you ever so much for listening, and as ever, take action.